Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Night Live. Coming to you live from the JPVideos studio with episode number 28. Happy Independence Day weekend, everyone. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Those of you who were not with us last night, we did celebrate live on my YouTube channel, streaming from our backyard as we had a really fantastic time with fireworks, friends, food, and fun. And I encourage you to watch the replay of part 2, which is probably the better 2 parts, to see what you missed. But it was a good time, great way to celebrate the holiday. And I'm wearing my light up star necklace. It's given to me by Barb last week. I forgot to wear it last night for the party, so I'm wearing it tonight. So welcome everyone, glad to see you here. We got a fantastic turnout already, over 100 people. And a little bit later on we'll chat, we'll discuss, what else we did this weekend, how everyone else celebrated if you weren't tuning in with us live, if you had a party or fireworks or good food or whatever you want to share with us. We'll talk about that later on, but just a few moments, we will get started with mail call, which I have to get off the shelf. I forgot to grab it. And then we got our question of the week, and of course, going back in time, we're going to do some exploring underneath the city. You may or may not know what I'm talking about, so be on the lookout for that a little bit later on in the stream. Glad it works. You thought it died. Yes, it does work, Barb, thankfully. And if not, it only takes those little tiny watch batteries. I have extras of those. So, hopefully everyone had a great weekend, like I said. Glad to see you here tonight. And hope you're ready for another fun show. I am a little bit not 100% here. I do have something going on with me that's causing me a little bit of pain at the moment. So, I'm not feeling 100%, but I am good enough to do the show. And as long as I don't do any drastic movements, I won't be in any type of pain. So, if I don't seem 100% myself, that's why. I don't want to get into details about it, but it's something that I am dealing with at the moment. But we will push on, we will get through it, and we will get back to normal things. But just wanted to relay that to you in case something seems a little bit off at any point tonight. So, just had a bad storm. Well, hopefully it stays away, because storms typically tend to mess up the streams and the network and everything like that. Well, if you could, please, can you grab this stuff off the shelf there? Yeah, I was going to do that right now if you want. Yeah, Lily's going to be my assistant and get the stuff off the shelf for me. There's stuff on top, so just be careful.
Perfectly in order.
Take that, though.
Oh, okay. Where did this come from?
So, thank you to my assistant, Lily.
You're welcome.
And Jinxie is snooping around, so he may make an appearance at some point too. He did knock over my camera earlier, which didn't make me too happy, but it's better to happen then than during the stream. No, Bar's not my neck. It's something I've never had to deal with before. It's hard to word it correctly. It's something I've had in the past, but it's in a different part of my body now. It's something a physical pain. So I don't want to gross people out or go into details about it, so I'm going to keep it just very general and keep it at that. But it is painful to do certain activities or to bend certain ways. It's not from my fall, I can tell you that. It is something that comes every few years, and this time it popped up in a different area and causing me some discomfort. But they always last for anywhere for a few weeks to a few months, and once it's gone, I'll be good to go. So just wanted to just put it out there. I said, I may or may not see myself tonight, and that would be the only reason why. Everything else, though, as far as family goes, YouTube and everything else in life is good to go. So, all right. So without wasting any more time, let's get started with our first segment, Mail Call.
You've got mail.
We've got mail. So we don't have a huge mail call, but we do have one envelope and I believe 3, maybe 4 packages. So not a whole lot, but just enough to do mail call. So let's get started. Okay, so first one is from Miss Barbara Bray, who's in the chat here with us, coming to you from Florida with another blue envelope with a blue peace sign stamped in the back. Thank you, everyone who's wishing that I feel better. I'll be back to normal. I've dealt with it before. Sometimes you may not even notice I had something going on with me. I just push through the pain and the discomfort, and life goes on. So it just today is affecting me a little bit more than worse than usual. But I'll be okay. But thank you very much. Oh, I do like the card, though. This is a nice scene in the woods, like a nice forest with some tall trees. I do like the coloring on that, too. Okay, so inside we got a monetary donation. Thank you for that. It says, "Hi Jay, another adventure awaits down this lonesome road. Get your camera and let's go. We'll be right behind you. If you run into QT, tell him he could come too." And they actually put a sticker of a blue pickup truck. I gotta tell you, Barb and Dana send me the cutest or funniest things ever. They know my colors, they know what styles I like, and that was a funny card. Grab the camera, and we'll bring QT along. So QT, you heard it from Barb. If we go on an adventure, you're welcome to come. So Barb and Dana, thank you very much for the card and the donation. Flashy lights are messing with the camera, really? Is anyone else having that problem? If so, I could turn them off. But from what I see on the screen here, it looks okay from what I could tell. I'll wait to see what you guys say. If there's an issue with the lights, I'll definitely turn them off. Well, I'll leave them on for mail call. Once mail call's done, I'll turn them off. Okay, so we do have 4 packages, I believe. Okay, there's one hiding. So first one's from Amazon. So I just got to open this one up. So it is a shirt. That's a funny shirt. Alright, so I'm believing this is from Lisa, which she'll probably be able to verify once I show it. But not only is it railroad related, but it's actually quite funny as well. I'll show you in a moment here. It says, "Who tooted?" And, tooted for the train whistle and, out the rear end. So that is a pretty funny shirt. Definitely going to be something that gets attention and put smiles on people's faces. So if this is from Lisa, thank you very much. That is a really funny shirt. And you'll be seeing this on me in the future.
It's from Lisa.
Is it from Lisa? Okay, thank you, Lisa. I knew you said a shirt was coming with no note. So I knew something like this would be coming from you. That shirt is mad awesome. Has my approval. All right, Frederick. Awesome. Okay, so next one. Amazon again. Let's open it up. Okay, so we got a package that's wrapped up pretty good here. And we got some notes in here. Enjoy your gift from Lisa Anderson. Okay, so this one is from Lisa again. And we'll cut it open and see what it is. Sorry for all the noise. That was actually on there pretty well. Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm really sneezing in the background.
I know this kind of stuff.
Oh, go blow it.
I'm fine.
Okay, so 2 little white boxes. Hopefully they're not engagement rings or bracelets, because that's not my style. Yeah, Carol, try to stay cool. It's hot everywhere. Lily says she'd rather go back to the Windsor. I wish it was... I love swimming, but right now, just to be outside, I wish it was fall time. Okay, so the first box has a USB, micro USB cable in it. So obviously we're going to be plugging something in. Let's see what this is. Okay, so it's a little base similar to that, the JPVideos locomotive right there. It's lit up blue. That's sitting on a light up base, a LED base. I believe that that's what this is. It's a different style. So the second box probably has whatever goes on top of it. So let's open that one up next. Oh. And there's fireworks going off outside. 4th of July was yesterday, folks.
You're celebrating my OC's birthday.
Okay, Lisa, maybe you could fill me in. I don't know what this is. This is a duplicate item. 2 plugs, 2 bases or pods here. So I'm not understanding what this is. Let me check the papers again. You're too far away. Lil, can you sorry to give me those papers right there in the box.
Yeah, hold on.
I gotta see what I'm missing here. Those white papers, yeah.
Here.
Thank you. 2-pack LED. Cat hair on the microphone. 2-pack LED light base show stand display plate with sensitive touch switch for 3D laser crystal glass art.
Lisa said lighting bases for whatever you want to light up.
Oh, okay. So these are light bases or pods to, I guess, to put items on to illuminate them. So if I have something small, for example, or maybe like the family truckster, I could put on here and light it up. So I'll have to experiment with these. I'll have to get them working. Looks like they do take batteries and plug in with micro USB. So yeah, one way or another, I'll get them set up, and next week you'll probably see them somewhere. Somewhere you'll see them. But Lisa, thank you. I definitely will find a use for these. I put Edna back on the family truckster.
Funny squeakies.
Yes. Okay, 2 more packages. This one, let's see, is she in the chat here? It's from, her name's Stephanie. She goes by Candela, Pirate of the Seas, I believe.
Here.
If she is here, coming out of St. Louis, Missouri, I believe. She did tell me she was sending me something, so let's open this one up. Somebody's definitely having a good time with the fireworks. Okay, so we got an envelope and... oh, we got some chocolate here. Landmark Confections Dark Chocolate Bar. And it's purple and black packaging. Never heard of that one. Not a huge fan of dark chocolate, but I do like it. You know, it's better than no chocolate at all. Lily also likes dark chocolate.
I love dark chocolate.
Okay, she loves dark chocolate. It does feel a little bit melted, but it is hard at the moment. So it's going to be edible either way. No matter how it looks, it's still going to taste the same. And also Lindor, which I've had before, milk chocolate truffle bar. Now that's what I'm talking about. So Stephanie Candela definitely picked out a good item. So between myself and Lily, we will enjoy these. Actually, this one I'll save for us for a little bit later. The dark chocolate I will save for Lily, but the Lindor, it's all mine.
I will take the dark chocolate off your hand.
I know you will. And we do have a envelope here. And I do know dark chocolate's better for you health-wise, but I just prefer the milk chocolate. That's what I'm used to. Okay, so got a little card with a puppy on it. It says thanks. And okay, so we got a monetary donation. Thank you for that. It says, "You're so doggone nice." That's what the card says. Then she wrote something on here. So it says, "Here's a little something to say how much I appreciate you and the extended family for inviting me into your lives and home. When I found your channel, I was surfing the web looking at abandoned homes, and each one I clicked on was not working until I found your first video, and I was hooked. But thank you for the laughter and the fun that you brought my way. So here's a little something for you. Hope you like." Well, Stephanie, thank you very much. It was very nice of you to send me that. And I always like to hear how people do find me, whether it's through a particular video or genre or a live stream, how many people often find me too. So thanks for sharing how you found me, and I'm glad to know that you're still here with us. So Stephanie, thank you very much. Chocolate is a vegetable. It's one of the few vegetables that I eat then.
Chocolate is a vegetable, then you be eating healthy.
Yeah. Okay, this one is from a distributor, so I'm going to have to open this one up and see who it's from. Yeah, I was hoping Stephanie's here. I don't see her in the chat, but
She is. I saw her.
I didn't see her comments at all. But Stephanie, if you are listening or watching the replay, thank you again for that. Oh, we got some airbags. Doesn't want to pop. There we go.
You scared her.
Sorry, Salem. Okay, so this is... I don't believe this is for me. Let's see. For Lily from Lisa Anderson. That's not fair.
Huh?
It's not for you. I'm just kidding.
Oh. Okay.
It's for her, but don't tell her. Alright, so let me show you what it is. You close your eyes, 'cause I don't want you to see it until I give it to you.
Fine. I'll not look at the TV. That has the cat in the video.
So I'm going to show it to you guys. Turn your head the other way. Other way. Keep your eyes closed. I'm going to show it to you guys. I'm not going to say anything, but you'll see it before she does, and then I'll give it to her. So there it is. Don't look until I tell you. That is a really cool gift. I know she's going to love that. So, I'm not saying anything. So, come here. I'll give it to you.
I close my eyes and you can see. It'll make me blind. I can't really.
You don't have to close your eyes now. I want you to walk over.
Oh, hello.
Come over here.
Look.
Close your eyes now. Come here. Stand next to me.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Okay, you ready? There you go.
Ooh.
Look at the back of it.
Thank you, Lisa. It is from you.
Lisa, I'm sorry. I don't think she likes it. I'm sorry. Well, do me a favor. Turn the air on, please. With the remote.
You're already roasting?
Yes, I'm roasting. It's hot under the studio lights here.
Yeah, baby girl.
Lisa, yeah, she loves it. Well, just wait till tomorrow to open that, though, because you're going to bed in a little bit. You can look at it, though, okay?
I want to see what's inside.
Yeah, she's going to check it out, but I don't want her to rip it apart until tomorrow because she's going to bed a little bit. But, Lisa, thank you for thinking of Lily. Others have done so in the past. Art supplies, always puts a smile on her face and something she's definitely going to use.
Scissors.
And you can hear her. She's already happy. So thank you, Lisa, for being thoughtful to Lily. So each and every one of you tonight, thank you very much who sent the mail call items. And now let's celebrate with some Lindor chocolate truffle. Now we need Miss Lily to do some art. She does art almost every day. She's.
I have one right now.
Well, here, I'll show them if you want.
I.
She wants me to show you something she's been working on off camera here. What's her name, Jack?
Yeah. Well, her name is Steve, but she's saying Jack because that's her brother.
Okay, so this is one of her characters she's just sketching while she's sitting on the couch. What's it from?
From Day Shift at Freddy's.
Day Shift at Freddy's. So it's a character from the Freddy show, but yeah, she was just sitting on the couch sketching that. Something I definitely can't do. The characters don't look normal to what we're used to, but if you follow the show or the characters, you would know what you're looking at then.
It's a sock puppet.
It's a sock puppet. Okay, so I'm getting educated as we speak. All right, here you go.
Alright.
But she is supposed to be doing a video. She keeps putting it off.
I'm sorry.
Showing some of her drawings from earlier when she first started out up until now to show how she progressed and explain, how she came up with the drawings and the characters and stuff like that. So,
It's not a show.
whatever it is.
I'm sorry.
She's being technical here. It's a game, not a show. So I'm going to keep on her to put out that video because I know a lot of people do show interest in her drawings, and I think it'd be beneficial for her to show, how she's progressed over the years. So the chocolate truffle bar is a little bit messy and crumbly, but I'm still going to enjoy it. I got a lot of fireworks left over. I bought too many actually, but I do know that next year I'm going to focus more on the larger items, the cakes and the finale racks. So here it is, chocolate truffle bar. Lily, if you could give me a wipey, please. This is kind of melting in my hands.
Can I have a piece?
Yeah, I'll get you a small piece. Messier the better, sometimes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really thick and creamy. Very enjoyable. I'm going to get the last piece here. So thank you, Stephanie, for the chocolate treat. Give me 1 second here.
Real American vinyl.
I think it's genuine. Genuine American vinyl, he says.
That was real.
I don't know. We have to watch a replay. Okay, so Lisa says not everything came in, so I will be on the lookout this week for whatever items are in the P.O. box. Once again, if you guys ever want to send me something, whether it's a gift, a card, anything at all, my P.O. box address is listed down below every video description. And I do open the items live each and every Sunday. And unless you know otherwise, I do show it and share it publicly with everyone to check it out as well. So thank you once again, everyone. And Jinx is now inspecting the items to see if he gets his approval. Mark says, JP. Yes, I am here, Mark. Oh, you like the bling, JP? Okay, gotcha. I saw your earlier message. Yeah, this is from Barbara. She sent it to me last week. I was supposed to wear it last night for the party, forgot, so wore it tonight. Does Lily get the drawing talents from you? Definitely not me, Leslie. I'm a stick figure skill level right there, so. That's copying from a video.
But it was actually good.
But that wasn't my skill. I was just tracing what he did. I can't draw that freehand.
You're like this.
I can't draw. Lily likes to argue with me.
I'm trying to give you a compliment.
I know, but I know my skills. And I don't have any when it comes to drawing. You're the talent when it comes to that. Jinx giving a CAT scan. Yeah. Salem jumped in the box that came with Lily's art set. Jinx is inspecting the other stuff. So both of them, I guess it gets their approval. Show vids up. Not sure what that means there, Pyro. I can draw and paint. I can't do math. I'm pretty good at math. I was always very well in math and algebra and all that other stuff. I don't remember most of it now, but math is one of the few subjects I, kind of didn't struggle in. Lisa said something for Jill is coming. Okay, so yeah, I'll be checking the P.O. box. I check it twice a week, so whenever it arrives, and you guys will see it. Christopher bought one of the t-shirts with an abandoned house blue t-shirt. Good color choice there, Christopher. And just to let you know, the Twinkie Tree shirt is now gone. I did leave it on there a few extra days just in case anyone was getting paid around the first of the month, but it is now officially taken off the merchandise site. If it ever returns, that's to be determined. So the Twinkie Tree shirt is no longer available. The Sunday Night Live shirt that I'm wearing right now will be on probably for about another week or two. Those two were on as limited time only. But there's a lot of other items there. I'm just behind on things right now, of course, with everything that's going on in life. I'm getting up a railroad shirt for my Let's Catch a Train playlist series. So that'll be the next item coming out. And I'm sure I'll come up with something else later on in the future too. But for right now, just wanted to pass that along to you. Pyro said his fireworks show from last night, you wanted to let me know when it's posted. Okay, so if you guys want to see his fireworks show, head over to his channel. Pyro, if you could, just leave a comment under this video when it's done, or another video. That way I could go directly to your channel, because otherwise I can't click on your name through the chat here. It'll be easier for myself and others to find the video itself. So, okay, let's get on with our second segment, which is Question of the Week. And before we do that, just to make mention too, from last night's party, RJ78 Productions was here getting some drone footage. He did release that video. He kept his word on it. He got it edited super quick. It is available on his channel. It's 20-some minutes long. He got some really fantastic shots of not only the fireworks in my backyard, but also around the valley here. So if you want, head on over to his channel after the stream, and you'll be able to see what he captured with his drone. I know Alan also from Revenge of the Apocalypse is working on a video that's supposed to be released tonight. I'm not sure when it's coming out. May be out already, I'm not sure, but I just wanted to pass that along. If you want to see the additional footage from last night, RJ did put it out. So question of the week is going to be geared towards those who like to go picking, shopping, browsing at flea markets and yard sales, even estate sales. If you're a person who likes to frequent those places, I want to know, what is the number one item or object or thing that you look for each and every time you go? And I'll start it off. For me, when I go, I don't frequent them often. I go a few times a year, but I always look for things related to railroading, whether it's memorabilia, signage, names, equipment, anything like that related to railroading, and also things related to Friday the 13th. So those are the two things I typically look for. But I want to know what you guys look for if you go to flea markets, yard sales, or estate sales. Hey, Richard. Looking for O trains. There you go. Furniture, depression glass, vintage things. Christopher doesn't do any of those. Okay, well, you could just read what some of the people say then. 80s, 90s toys, retro toys. Shocker there. Glass, toys. 70s furniture, jewelry, a lot of toys, trains for sure, vintage, unusual unicorns, tools. Somebody's having a good time outside with the fireworks. Old tools and signs, cast iron skillets, Dutch ovens. A lot of train people, I'm surprised, Perfect for Lionel trains. Yeah, there's a lot of train dealers or just people with large collections that go to buy, sell, trade at the flea markets and even the train shows. Look for trains for Daddy's store. Weird and hard to find. That's always good. Vintage flashlight, lanterns. I also like coal mining stuff too, like the carbide lamps, the methane detectors. I do have them up on my shelf now, but they did used to be over here. Those of you that remember, they were given to me by a viewer. But mining, railroading stuff, I definitely look for. Souls, Tupperware, fishing, hunting, motorcycle stuff. Now, not to say I won't buy other items there. I obviously do, but if I go though, that's what catches my eye mostly. So now Retro's trying to add on her 2 cents. Well, not just toys, but decor for my house. Monica loves antiques, Nick old pictures, trying to get rid of a cast iron skillet. You might have a buyer then. That it is, Judy. That it is. Old cameras, that's always a good find. Coca-Cola merchandise. I do know a lot of people told me in that grandmother's house that I filmed, there was some good Tupperware stuff there, which I didn't even pay attention to, but they said that stuff goes for some good money. America's Pickers ruined most flea markets. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of people that go to flea markets now to sell, their prices are skyrocketed. They think that everything is worth top dollar, and it's not always the case. Retro, it's supposed to be one answer, okay? Now you're just spamming the chat here. Jeez. Mods, take care of her. Just kidding. Find a lava lamp. They still sell lava lamps. I know if you guys are familiar with the store Spencer Gifts, which is kind of like an adult novelty store, they sell those like crystal balls that you touch it and like the electrical wave goes to your finger, and they sell lava lamps and other stuff. Yeah, Stephanie's got it right. Retro looks for everything at flea markets. So, I should have just said that. $400 for a troll doll. Jeez. She will cancel herself. Yeah, plasma ball, that's what it's called. Yeah, I remember going into Spencer's as a little kid and, just right around the age of puberty, knowing what some stuff is, what some stuff isn't. Yeah, we still have a Spencer's at Viewmont Mall, I believe, up in Dixon City. Normal, me too. So, not just me, good to know. Anything more QT Jeff is looking for? Well, don't know if you'll find any physical items, but you'll find a lot of markings of them, signings of them. All you have to do is just go to some unusual or abandoned places. Yeah, Richard, I don't think anybody did when they were younger or first walked in. You think, oh, it's a gift store. And little do you know, you see all these adult board games and funny shaped drinking glasses and fuzzy handcuffs and stuff. And that's just keeping it G-rated. Cindy says she posted a new video at the train stop, basically in her backyard with a few short videos together. Canadian National train hit a person here a few weeks ago. Well, that's never good. It still amazes me that people, get hit by trains, whether on foot or in vehicles. It's not like trains are brand new and people don't understand the sheer size and power, but it's always unfortunate when stuff like that happens. You don't recall seeing adult toys there as a teen? Really, Pyro? Maybe you didn't go far enough to the back of the store. Blacklight posters, yes. That's where I got my first blacklight. Was at Spencer's. I had probably about a 15-inch fluorescent blacklight tube. I bought that, and those glow-in-the-dark universe stars and planets. I put them all over my ceiling in my bedroom. I thought it was the coolest thing. Scenic railroad in your backyard once I move. That's pretty awesome, Nick. Would make for some good photos and footage. Did I ever go to Keystone Fireworks in Wilkes-Barre? I do not. I have not been there. I purchased from 1 to 2 businesses, primarily Big D's up in Holly, and Springbrook Fireworks in DuPont. I've been going to them for a couple years now. Springbrook I've been going to for many years, and I seem to get the best deals and have everything I need. I do know to stay away from Phantom Fireworks, even though they have fantastic stores. Prices are through the roof. It's not worth it. JP needs to release QT's name. Why do I need to do that? That would take the fun out of it. Blacklight makes you look tan. Fart spray. Remember they have the little gag area. They have like fake poop, and they have what else is it? Like the pack of gum, and you pull it, and it like snaps your finger, and squirting glasses, I think, or squirting flour, all that goofy stuff. Yeah, Phantom Fireworks, LOL. Can sell anything you want marked with QT for the right price. Well, QT, maybe I'll have to put your name on some of the items and say, here we go. We got an official QT mug. Throw a $20 price tag on it. Snakes in a can. Yeah, I remember those. Whoopee cushions. Yes, I had one of those too. Yeah, Renee's right. You know, QT did reach out to me personally. I have a letter from them, and they basically spelled everything out, you know, about, you know, kind of who they are, what they do, why they do what they do, what the little symbols and drawings and abbreviations mean. So, to me, I was honored to receive such a letter, but as per the request, they wanted me to keep it private. They don't want them to be known publicly. And I'm going to respect their wishes, but it was nice of them to reach out to me and send me a private letter. I could tell, though, they spent a lot of work in that letter because they wrote everything in, like, block lettering, so you can't really identify it through handwriting, which I know is a pain to write, and I understand why they did it, but that probably took a lot of effort to do that. But, yeah, I'm going to respect their wishes, though, until they say otherwise. Baby snakes in an envelope, that would give me nightmares. Hamburger in a can? Is that like Sloppy Joe's? Yeah, Pyro's exactly right. That's what Phantom does. They try to get you with buy one, get one free, buy two, get one free. You end up paying for it either way. Prices are so high, you're not getting anything for free. You're just paying full price, and it's trickery to make you think you're getting something for free. I do say, though, I like their stores. They have a great layout. It's like walking through like a Walgreens or a CVS. You know, how everything's aisled, you know, neatly and labeled appropriately and sectioned off with different items. Stores are fantastic. It's just the pricing is not worth it, but some people don't know any better. They go there and spend a couple $1,000 and they walk out with half the items they normally would. Well, I'm saying they to keep it obscure, so I'm not going to tell you any more than what I did. So you just have to leave up to the rest of your imagination. If QT themselves wants to reveal themselves, they will do so at their own time, or if they give me permission. But I can tell you, I am about 98% certain that I know who the individual is. I believe I saw them in person already. So it's just kind of funny how things worked where, you know, they've been around doing exploring as long as I have, but we haven't really given them any attention until last year due to Mike noticing it. It never stood out to me. I've always seen it, but it's almost like, you know, you pass by a house every day and it has a blue bench on the front porch. And then one day, you know it has a green bench. And you're like, hey, I never noticed that before, but it's always been there, you know, like something like that. I know that doesn't make sense, but it just, you know, one of those things that you don't realize it's been there so long, and all of a sudden someone else points it out, and hey, it's been there for a few years now. So, hey, Misty Golden, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get on with our final segment of the week. Of the night. Jumping too far ahead. We're going back in time.
Gotta get back in time.
Okay, so if Richard Wolf is still here, I'm hoping he could stick around because this video involves him. And as I get myself pull up here, we're going to pull it up on the screen. We're going to be going underground. Former subway tunnels of Rochester, New York. I was joined by Richard Wolf, his wife Kara Wolf, and Cliff the Wandering Woodsman. We did this July 2019. This is one of the coolest locations I've ever been into. Also kind of sketchy and scary, but made for some fantastic footage. Some of you have seen it. Others may have not. It's a long video. It's 40 minutes. The only thing I can tell you is I can't play it in its entirety. Unfortunately, the music I have at the end for the photo montage did get hit with a copyright claim. I'm able to remove it if I want to, remove the music, but the music fits it so appropriately, I just left it on there. So if you guys want to see the photo montage and the entire video, you're welcome to watch it afterwards. But once we get to the end of the video with the photo montage, we will end it there. So it'll be around 30-some minutes worth of footage. But this video, though, the location itself, I was told about by viewers, and I did some research on it and found out it is accessible. It goes underneath parts of the city of Rochester. It is a former subway tunnel. It's now frequented by vagrants, tons of homeless people, drug users, and who knows who else. So it's a place that you need plenty of lighting, you need protection, and a place you probably don't want to go to by yourself. But if you guys are ready to watch, we're going to play it here, and we'll share my thoughts as we go through it. Anything I do want to point out, I will pause the video and share it with you. But yeah, Richard Wolf joined me, his wife Kara, and Cliff. And what did I do here? Hang on a second. Need to make myself small. There we go. Did this subway go from New York City? No, it was not connected that long, but I do share the history about it and the information throughout the video. And if I'm able to, I'll pause it on those segments so you can read it. But if you want to do more information, you could Google it. Rochester subway tunnels. This is the only existing part of it left. Other parts of it were redeveloped or demolished or whatever else. But if you don't want to stick around for the whole video, understandable. It is a longer one, but it is entertaining. I will tell you that. And if Richard is watching, or Kara, or Cliff, if you talk to them about it, they could share their thoughts. It was a really amazing location. You know, we're all kind of at the edge of our seats, so to speak, as we were exploring it. But it made for such an incredible memory. So enough of me blabbering. Let's watch it. You'll see a lot of graffiti pieces too. And parts of it actually goes underneath the Rochester Library. And we will see sections of the subway tracks and some other old platform areas, stairwells. Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. And today's adventure, we're headed to Rochester, New York. I do have a special guest with me here. You know him as the Wandering Woodsman. We're teaming up once again and meeting up with some other people too to tackle some abandoned subway tunnels in Rochester. So once we get to our location, we'll pick up the video from there. So if you're ready, come along with me. Yeah, Cliff did join me. We drove down together. All right, guys, we finally made it. Parking was an issue, I will tell you that. Cliff is over here, and we have two more guests, Richard and Kara Wolf. We're all here to check out the abandoned subway tunnels of Rochester, and throughout the video I'm going to share a bunch of information and I believe 1 or 2 photos about the history of this place and when it was created, what it was used for, when it became abandoned, and what the future plans are. Can you guys hear it okay? Is it loud enough? It was difficult to find parking here because it's either paid for parking or it's just a sketchy area. But we found a spot and we're a few minutes away, walking distance, and we're ready to check out what Rochester subway tunnels have to offer. So let's get going. Now, if you look straight ahead, you'll see some tarps and other things behind the fence.
Yeah,
there.
Rich, I can't believe you did that. You're so lucky nothing happened.
That got kind of foiled, our plans got foiled with that because there was a homeless camp there. And not just any...
Yeah, so what we're looking at right here, where you see this fence area, you may not see my mouse pointer, but that fence that we're looking at with the blue tarps above it, that is a homeless camp compound area, and that was created by the city. There's porta potties in there, and it's a area for homeless to live. Some of them have some pretty elaborate setups. On Google Maps, though, it looks like an empty lot. We were planning on parking there. Once we rolled up and we saw it was this, we're like, nope, we got to find somewhere else. So they created their very own little homeless compound, and it is provided by the city.
Homeless camp, it's almost like a whole compound. So that was going to be our initial area to park, but we had to make some changes last second. So if you look straight ahead, there's a black hole. That's where we're headed. This is the first section of the underground.
There's videos too of people coming down here in vehicles, motorcycles. There's a lot of videos on it, but we probably cover it the best. We have the best
The only thing I
lighting,
did find out from doing research on this place is that
end to
this is
end.
a well-known spot for homeless and vagrants. As we saw, that large homeless camp was taking over the whole parking area, and they often use the tunnels as refuge for shelter during storms or what other activities they're up to. So we do have to be on alert. We do have protection on us, but hopefully we don't have to use it.
Yeah, this is July 2019.
But if you decide to come here, just keep that in mind.
So I could tell you a few things right off the bat. Looking at this, it was kind of, jaw-dropping. Like, people that say find it accidentally probably don't know what it is. It looks like a huge culvert. It looks like a tunnel, obviously, but it's modern concrete. We could see here in the opening, ton of graffiti, and you would not want to be here at nighttime. I do know nighttime is when anything negative was to happen, what happened then, as far as people that are in there doing who knows what. We went early in the morning, less chance of finding people, and as you'll see later in the video, we do come across some other explorers too. But we did it safety in numbers, we had protection, we had lighting, we did things the proper way, so we didn't do it foolishly, because some people did videos where they're walking around with a little tiny pocket flashlight, wearing shorts and sandals and stuff like that, and just acting foolishly, not realizing how much danger they could be in. So something like this, you have to come prepared. It's not just a walk in the park. Also, too, this location at the time of filming was not posted. No signs, no gates, no nothing. We were able to freely walk in, and we able to walk out. So, as if, not sure that changed since that time, but just wanted to point that out to you guys.
Alright, so we'll
shut
stop
down.
here,
Okay.
get our lights on, get everything situated, and proceed ahead.
Play War Thunder
really?
now. Join
Friggin' ads. Sorry, guys. Rob, I will be sharing all the details a little bit later.
Alright, so we're all geared up, ready to go.
Did cover the full history on it.
We're all filming, so I will have links down below in the description for each of their channels so that you can see their perspective on it, but let's head into the darkness.
It gets to a point, though, where light
Now,
does
the thing
not
you'll notice right
penetrate
off the bat
anymore.
is this is a very wide and spacious tunnel. Easily fit a car down here.
Looks like they have, too.
Yeah, I've seen videos of motorcycles coming down here, but the tracks have been removed from this section, so it is just a dirt and gravel bottom. But again, as we move forward in the video, we'll be sharing a lot of information about the history of these tunnels.
Actually thought about doing a
So
meetup
as you
event
see, it
here
opens up
for this year.
a lot down here.
It didn't happen for a multitude of reasons, but
Basically, the width of 3 tunnels.
not sure if it'd be wise to do that now.
And
See
there's
how
cars passing
it
by
opens
right
up
above
down
us.
here. It's really big.
All right, guys, quick question. Do you think this is Princess Peach from Mario or the Little Mermaid?
What do you guys think?
Comment down below. Tell me what you think.
Didn't see any rats, Chris. But we do find something on our way out which surprised us. You'll see that later.
Yep. So up ahead, Richard has some shopping
Is it
carts down
little-
here, which is no
little-
surprise.
Little Peach.
But I want to show you the tops of these columns. You could tell it has some design to it, you know, to make it stand out from just a modern column
Princess
like this
Ariel,
one.
Little Peach, combination of both.
So with these carts down here, we definitely have to be vigilant of who brought them down here.
They didn't come from your local Walmart, I can tell
And
you
this
that.
is incredibly spacious, and it's hard to believe it's right under a road. I think
So right now
Broad
we're under a
Street is what
roadway,
runs right
a
above
busy
this.
highway, and we eventually get underneath a cemetery. Sorry,
And here's
a
looking back where
library.
we came from, a little bit light
If
at
I'm
the
not
end of the
mistaken, I
tunnel.
believe that library was used as an investigation from ghost hunters, if I'm not mistaken.
That knob and tube wiring, it looks like, possibly, or insulator.
So it says light rail transit system operated from 1927 to 1956, and here's an actual photo from down there in those same tunnels.
That's coming out of the house.
So it's been abandoned for over 60 years.
So obviously I'm not going to show every square inch of this tunnel, but we're going to show you the highlights of it. It does go on for a good distance, and we do have another section that we have to drive to get to the other end of it, which has some...
Now each of these chambers here, it's actually sectioned off into three of them. At one point in, full peak time, they had upwards of 2 to 3 different rails going to different parts of the city. So what you're seeing now are just the empty corridors, but these would have been lined with rail ties and rail, and I believe the third rail, if I'm not mistaken. So it would have been a multitude of tracks going in different directions, but we will see the tracks later on.
water involved with it, so that should be pretty interesting. Oh, what's that up there? Oh, this is old steps, I think.
Here's one of the stairs
Wow,
that
yeah,
will take you
look
up
at
to the
that.
surface. That's a cool art piece there.
Some people actually have a good hand.
Here's the back side of it.
I don't know what this was. I thought this was steps for a second.
You just got dripped on.
Being down
Yeah.
here, though, if you watch Ghostbusters 2, when they're walking in the old subway tunnels looking for the slime, and that ghost train comes by right through Winston, that's what it reminds me of. Just a ghost train coming right through it.
So it is slightly cooler down here than the outside temperature, but very humid though and damp.
So the subway was constructed in the bed of the old Erie Canal, which we will see parts of later on in the video as well. So originally it was a canal converted into subway tunnels. So full of history.
What is this? This had to have been steps. Yeah, they're going up. Those are steps.
Yeah.
Here's a suitcase.
We do find intact steps later on, but these went up to the street level. Would have been like little stations down here,
this is where the
boarding
steps went right here.
platforms.
Here's the railing.
And I do scale that in a moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where this is a double staircase it was. I want to try and get up there.
So what you're looking at is just the footing of the steps that would have been there. Would have been double steps going up towards the platform, and then more steps going up to the surface of the road. I was scaling it like Spider-Man.
He actually made it.
Okay, so here's the view up top here. This definitely was an old staircase. Probably went street level or for a station, but
Yeah,
it
steps
just
on
kinda
both
dead ends
sides
up here.
going up
There's
towards
a
each
lamp,
other.
though, as I showed the other guys, this is surprisingly plugged in. Where's this plug go to? Oh, it's not plugged in anything right here.
It was weird to find that up there.
Definitely weird that that's up here, though.
If you guys want to see what's going on up there, you have to check out JP's video. It looks like it's all been capped off. There's no access to the surface from here.
And that is
No,
what
there was no
ascended to
power,
get
so
up
I don't know
here.
why that was there.
The smallest of all staircases. Or I should say ramps. And now it's time to get down.
Yeah, let me show you the width of this thing.
All right, guys. It's a little sweaty, a little dirty, but that was pretty awesome getting up there on that old staircase. Who knows the last time it was used by the public, but let's keep moving on, see what else we find.
Water.
Oh yeah, like drainage or something.
And you can see what you'll see in other parts of the tunnel as well. They have metal scaffolding, or what is that word, scaffolding? You know what I'm talking about. You know what they use to help support things when they're doing restoration work, stuff like that. But they have like these metal I-beams and supports to help kind of secure the weight that's above it. So they were added at some point, I guess, to help with stability and structural integrity, but we do see it in various parts of it, especially underneath the library. There's tons of it there. Scaffolding. There it is.
There's valves on them.
Yeah.
Is this some type of infrastructure for above, I think, to hold up the roadway?
Above that
There
stairway,
could be
Jacob,
buildings
is just the
above
roadway. But at one time, it was the entrance for the public to get down to the platform
heavy
to
duty.
load.
And there's some electrical conduit. As you can see, our lights are barely casting out any distance. It's so dark down here and so spacious, but really awesome though. No, that almost looks like
I do
Skeletor.
believe too we show a segment where there's we turn our lights off to see how dark
Yeah, so
it
Cliff
is.
found
Look at
another
that
cool
artwork
piece
though.
here.
Just to give you a moment to see that. I mean, that's some talent right there. Like I say, I'm not a big fan of graffiti, but not all of it is distasteful. Some of this is really well done. Some talented people out there. Frank says they're putting
Definitely
place to
some
midnight.
talented
Okay,
individuals.
thank you for that. Oh, here we go. Ad number 2.
So we found daylight. It's like some vent portals that go up to the surface right there. There's looking back where we started from. So if you ever do decide to come here, a couple of recommendations. Get a safe place to park. Most places up top you can get towed or is in a sketchy area with homeless people. Secondly, bring good lighting and backup lighting. I have extra batteries, extra lights, so if anything was to go wrong, I'd be covered, but you don't want to come down here with just one flashlight.
That still holds true today.
And the last one, most important, don't come alone. You don't know who or what you'll find down here. And it's general rule is safety in numbers. I do see light farther ahead.
This says 2 miles of the route through downtown were constructed in a cut and cover tunnel that became Broad Street, and the only underground portion of the subway. So even though the subway ran for miles, this was the only covered section of it, a 2 mile section. The rest of it was open air.
I'm gonna shine the light down there. Looks like it opens up again down there too. Do you like these curved arches down here? This is definitely much more modern. Steel supports down here, they're still clean.
We'll also see later in the video where the tunnel does end, and there's now a high-rise building in place of it.
So they definitely did some infrastructure repairs since this was last used for service. That's street level right there.
Thank you, Misty.
Okay, so where we just came from down here, you see it's a pretty level, smooth road. Then we get over here, and it's piles of material.
Says the line was operated on a contract basis by New York State Railways until Rochester Transit Corporation, RTC, took over in 1938.
And it's kind of uneven. So, looks like they're either working on this part or just didn't finish it. And it continues on upwards, but it's not very flat. It's kind of rocky and
I'm not sure what to make of this.
all this material. So the one thing we noticed as we're walking now, I showed the debris over there. Right here, this is finished concrete. It's nice and smooth, and no signs of tracks here, so it may have been like a service entrance or maintenance way. Or they could have added this at a later time, but big difference from over there. Boy, that just keeps going and going.
So here's another one of those stairwells. This one actually is intact. This one startled us because, as you'll see, it either currently or at one time was someone's home, and we didn't know what we're going to find until we got a closer look at it. So just check this next segment out.
Anyone up there?
So what you're looking at right there is a sleeping bag on the top level, and there's a hump there. We thought, or at least I thought, someone's either sleeping or, even worse, someone that is, you know, a body. So it startled us when we found this.
I don't know if that's someone there or not.
The sleeping bag up there. Anybody up here? Hello?
Does that go anywhere?
No, it's capped off.
Does it look like it went up to the surface?
Yeah, it would have gone up to the surface. The stairs continue up.
Okay.
But-
What's that lump there?
I don't know if I dare lift that up.
Poke at
It's
it.
not a person, is it?
I don't think so. Hello?
No, it looks like it's somebody's stuff.
Somebody's stuff?
Yeah.
All right. As long as it's not a dead body.
Richard was a brave man to go
Another
first,
thing I was worried
but
about too.
ended up being someone's gear or
Looks
items.
like Cliff's going to check it out for himself.
And I believe I do go up there too at some point to check it out. But they definitely did give us a little bit of a scare.
All right, I think we got some people coming in from the other entrance up here.
I think on the way back I go up those
We don't
stairs and check
know
it out.
who or what they're doing, but we got to kill your lights a second.
But those steps, though, just to make mention, if you've ever been to New York City or anywhere that has underground subway tunnels, you know, on the city streets, they have the stairwells that go down from the streets down into the bowels where you would load the station, buy your tickets, so on and so forth. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the underneath of them. At one point, that would be opened up right to the street level to enter or exit the subway tunnels for loading, unloading. So that's all those are, but they're now capped off, sealed off. You cannot reach the surface through those stairwells.
Kill your lights. So hopefully it's not police.
So we got some explorers or people from the other end that were kind of spying on it. It says the former Rochester lines of New York State Railways were reorganized as the Rochester Transit Corporation on August 2nd, 1938. An operation of the subway was transferred to the new company. And I believe, if my memory serves correct, it actually ended up being used for freight service at one time too in the later years to deliver to a particular business, but we'll confirm that later on.
No, it's just regular people. There's, I think 4 of them.
Let's scare them.
There's a big cable spool down here. That's like brand new cable.
Okay, thanks, Richard.
This is like a separate tunnel. It's all completely walled off. There's like a tour coming through. And so we got some more people down here checking it out. It is listed on Google Maps as a tourist attraction, so.
Yeah, that's the funny thing
Okay, it
about
looks like a little side switch off over here. Oh, here's rail.
Yeah, so here we do start finding rail. It's partially buried, and we're going to be checking out on the far right this little switch area, which jets off into a separate area. It doesn't go any very far. It's a dead end, but we're going to go in there, check that out, and then head down the main line. I see people.
Bad shape too.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
Says, as an effort to cut costs, weekday service was reduced and Sunday service was eliminated in 1952. Now it's a kind of like a garbage pit slash area for homeless people to pick and choose their belongings and items they want to take or keep or dispose
So
of.
there's someone's homeless dump. This would have continued on. That wall is capped off the remainder of this section of the tunnel. That cinder block wall. So the rails keep going right into it.
Yeah, so that cinder block wall is added
This
on
is-
much more recent.
It's like a picking ground for homeless.
But the rails would have kept going
Sleeping
straight
bags,
through.
Christmas lights,
Christmas lights, it's
bottles, hand
official.
warmers.
You know, in my videos, I say that if there's Christmas stuff, it's abandoned.
Yeah, Christmas and toys. That's guaranteed to be abandoned.
I'm not looking for any paint.
Anyone's looking for a baby stroller.
Baby stroller down there, a little
It's
creepy to
fixer
find.
upper.
Yeah. No wheels, looks like.
There's one on this side. That's it.
We almost got a call.
Missed that.
Almost YouTube gold. So you could possibly hear in the distance there's some rushing water.
So
'cause
right
we're-
here, if you look, let me back it up just a tad here.
So you could.
So right here, you can see there's 3 different lines. The far right, there's a set of tracks right here in the middle, and the far left. That's why I said certain sections did have multiple lines running. So it'd be multiple subway trains running at once, going to different switches, different spurs to different parts of the city.
Possibly here in the distance there's some rushing water. It's because we're going to be going over the Genesee River pretty soon. So one thing we can notice here is we're down here in bedrock. Here's the drill marks when they blasted away for the tunnel. And right here is another old staircase that's now capped off. It's, I believe, the third one we came across.
But the tracks are still, I think they're still down here. Oh yeah, there they are over there. So it's kind of sectioned off in corridors here. There's different tunnels. It says the service contract was awarded on a month-to-month basis until the city council voted in 1955 to end all subway service on June 30th, 1956. Probably going to different places, but there's the tracks.
We do come upon our first individual down here who is not an explorer. Someone
Don't
who's
mind
in
me,
it
I'm a sweaty
as their,
mess, but one thing I want to
regular
pass along
residence.
too is that during research I found out that there was, I believe, one underground train station. This was a 2-mile section of tunnel. And obviously the rest of it's gone now, but the part that was intact for the train station has been capped off or filled in and no longer part of the existing tunnels down here. So, homeless guy up there.
Yeah, so right behind my head, you can't really see it, but there was a homeless guy sitting there just staring at me as we walked by. So I just kind of went about pretending I didn't notice him, but he definitely caught my attention.
It's definitely some cool graffiti. Oh, and there it looks like, what was that? Krusty the Clown? I'm watching you. Some of the old electrical components too. And look at this pretty cool graffiti piece here. It looks like the bottom of like a skunk or a weasel or something. So we're actually walking right now under a bridge and above water. This is
Yeah, so as I explained, above us there on the top is the roadway. Below us is the Genesee River. We're going right over it. And we're going to be heading into the bowels of the Rochester Library. And the subway did indeed run underneath that place, which I believe had a station above ground, either inside the library or out in front of it. But there used to be stair access, which we will see, which is no longer there. But as mentioned, if I was told correctly and do remember, the television show Ghost Hunters, I think it was called Taps, it was either them or another show that did a paranormal investigation in that library, and they actually went down into the lower portion that we're going to be walking through for part of their investigation. So a lot of history to it. I mean, pretty neat to know that, you know, the library played an important role of the subway history.
subsection of the bridge going over the Genesee River. Wish I could give you a view. It's just a little bit too high up there, but
Yeah, Rochelle, I wouldn't go with just you and two other ladies. If
Gotta
you
meet
came
up
with
with
myself
Cliff.
and a few others, it'd be okay.
and that building right there, the Rochester Public Library, we are actually going to be walking underneath that building a little bit later on. We're headed towards that direction right now. Kids, do not try this at home. You want to boost up or?
Cliff was determined to get
I
that
wonder if
shot
we can
out
get
the
up here, Cliff, like,
window
there's a
there.
little rock
So he had
ledge.
to climb himself up.
Oh, maybe he's got it.
So just to point out quickly, which I already did mention, obviously down in the video description you will find links to their channels, but each of us filmed the same location, but you'll find 3 different versions of the same location. So Cliff filmed his area, got to see things I didn't see, and Richard and Kara obviously saw some stuff that I didn't get to see as well, which you'll see coming up. Cliff and Richard actually walk on a catwalk, a sketchy catwalk at that, over some running water near a cliff. So if you guys want to see more of this location, feel free to check out their channels. If Richard is watching, if he wants to drop a link to his video, he's welcome to in the chat here. And for Cliff, you can just search Wandering Woodsman, Rochester Subway Tunnel, or just go to the description to find their video links. But I do encourage you to watch their videos because you will see things that I didn't get to see and vice versa. So it's worth a watch.
How's the view? All right, so if you want to see what Cliff sees up there, just check out his video. All right, we came to a pretty cool area now. Found some underground scaffolding. Looks like it was just put in recently. And it's kind of like different chambers over here. It looks like it might even be, I don't know, a little structure or something, so we have to check it out. It's like different stalls. So it says freight service was operated by the RTC until 1957, when the remaining rail operations were turned over to the connecting New York Central, NYC, and Baltimore and Ohio B&O railroads. Or chambers. And over here is the river itself. Check this out.
Yes, this is 2019, almost a year ago. This is underneath the library right now, under the physical building. Yeah, Kara did do videos as well, so between all of us, we covered it quite well. And that catwalk there is a combination of metal and wood, I believe. I wasn't feeling comfortable enough being a bigger guy. I had lots of equipment with me, but Cliff and Richard did cross that, so I did capture it from the dry spot. But you'll be able to see their footage as they walk across it. Some of the boards and planks were missing where they had to walk just on the framing itself. So I give them credit for doing it, but you'll only be able to see it through their videos.
I guess you could, but
Richard's going to check it out.
not so bad. The metal. They don't like wood. It's all metal.
Is it metal?
It's metal.
JP does his training camera. Here for some cool visuals though, and some cool photo opportunities, I'll tell you that.
So guys, I found a pretty cool graffiti piece I want to show you right here. Look at that. It may not be brave, but I'm awesome. The Thing.
He said awesome, says Hanson.
If you look straight...
Now you'll hear some loud fans blowing, and you're going to see straight ahead a wall with some vents. The subway tunnel would have continued through there. That is now the basement of a large building. I can't remember if it's an apartment building or what it is, but it's basically walled off now with a roll-up garage, but the track would have continued straight through the area that we're going to check out next.
Ahead, there's some vents there. You could probably hear them. It's actually blowing fumes from the restaurant. I think it's Dino's Barbecue. And it just smells absolutely amazing
Dino
down
Barbecue
here.
up on top, I believe it is.
My arch enemies, pigeons. Yeah, this looks like some type of structure here. I wonder if it's like an old station or something. It looks like it's elevated. There's some Taggers equipment. Some modern scaffolding. But yeah, this looks like a walkway right here. I just don't know how you get up there.
Yeah, so as I put on the yellow lettering there, that connects into the library. That was like a platform with stairs, and it does connect to the library, but they did remove the access from down below there. That's why it looks like a structure underneath the structure.
They probably removed any steps down here.
Yeah, Frank got it. Dinosaur Barbecue, thank you.
But that is definitely an upper area. It's like a walking corridor. Might
Again,
even
this is
remnants of
all
the
underneath
station.
the Rochester Public Library.
I see you, pigeon. You're not going to crap on me. So here's a roll-up garage door.
Rail freight deliveries in the subway tunnel continued until 1996. Hard to believe they operated that long. When Gannett Newspapers moved its printing operations from the Gannett building, which the subway ran under, to another location. So from 56 until 96, 40 years, the same tunnels and tracks were used for freight service just for that newspaper company. Once they moved locations, the operations did cease to exist, and that's when they started reconstructing what we see here, this big wall with a roll-up door. That would have been
part of the subway tunnel continuing on, and now it is the foundation of a large building.
So it looks like this is capped off here and it goes to maybe the city. Oh, look at that piece right there. That's pretty cool too.
That white and blue jumpsuit is pretty neat.
Yeah, these fans are blowing out barbecue smelling air. It smells so good.
It did smell good.
You can actually see lights in there. I don't know what that is.
That's the basement of the building there.
Is that more of the tunnel maybe? Well, it has me kind of curious now.
So where I'm walking to right now, which you guys will see the view in a moment, just to the right of it is where that catwalk that Richard and Cliff were walking on does end. So I'm walking to the other end of it, which they already crossed, but you'll be able to see the view in a moment.
Alright, so we're going to take the shortcut way and check out what Cliff and Richard were able to see. Here's looking at where we started from down there with the water pouring out of the pipe. And they walked the entire length of the catwalk. Hard to tell how deep it is here though.
Carol Merritt,
There's some shallow
$9.99. Thank you
spots
so much
here,
for the
though.
super chat, Carol.
Yeah. Sandbags.
Yeah, oh, it's going right underneath us.
Very murky water too.
Take over here.
There's the Genesee River.
Oh, and that's where we walked under before. Yep.
Yeah, so that is right where we were. So you can see it's a roadway on top. Those middle arches is where the subway tunnel was, where we walked. And then below it is where the water goes through. So it's a triple use tunnel slash bridge slash culvert. It's pretty neat design.
Bridge right there, that's where we were. It's quite the view.
So the portions of the right-of-way were used for expressway construction, while the rest was abandoned and filled in over the years. So again, it was a 2-mile section. This is all that remains of it, though, for underground.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go. Look at there were some planks part of the way through.
They crossed over that.
So if you want to see how that catwalk was, just watch their videos. But we are underneath the library right now. It's pretty crazy to think.
Yep, Frank has a front to it.
So I ventured off a little further. Getting some incredible views here. So did find out some information from snooping around here. I zoomed in on those vents and it looks like the tunnel continued. That's actually this building right here. There's an apartment building here and it's actually the basement of it. So it looks like they capped off the tunnel and built this apartment building or whatever this is directly over it. So we at least now know what it is. The tunnel doesn't continue, it's now a basement, which I will show you right here. So in there is where we were, the blackness. The walls right here where that garage door is and those vents, you can hear the vents. And it continues under here. And it's this building.
Yes, that large building was not there during the operation of the subway tunnels or even, I believe, the freight service. It was probably added sometime in the early 2000s, I'd imagine. But again, the subway tunnels would have continued straight right where this building is. So the building construction walled off the end of the tunnel.
Oh wow, look at that.
Right up on top there where that windmill is the Dinosaur Barbecue. They had outdoor seating. And the steps that we just saw go up to the street level right there. So we were very close to businesses and just out of view of the public. So what we're looking at right here, I believe, is part of the old canal system. There's multiple ones of them going over. There's water over there. This one's dry, but I'm pretty sure this is part of the old Erie Canal. So it's pretty neat that we're able to at least get
Frank
through
could state he's from Rochester.
a section of it. You can see what it continues straight ahead
He's
where
been
the
down here many times.
water is now under the library.
The largest remaining section is a stretch of underground tunnel under Broad Street, which is where we started, from Exchange Street to the intersection of Court Street and South Avenue. So that's the largest remaining section of it.
I think this is one of the remaining sections of the canal because they filled in or reconstructed the rest of it for the tunnel system. So we got the remnants of some railroad ties here. No tracks though. Cliff, pick up your garbage, all right? It's just kind of strange seeing the various areas of like construction, like some new construction,
That's like
some old
temporary
construction.
scaffolding. It's not really long-term or
So it makes you
permanent.
wonder what they're going to be doing with it. I'm guessing this is probably
Starfire did
for
show a picture earlier
the subframe
from
of the library.
when it was in operation.
There's like another tunnel there, kind of. It's capped off. So making our way back from under the library, we're under the bridge right now and found another incredible piece of graffiti here. This one I can't call graffiti though, this is a work of art. And again, there's more people down here too. We come across several groups of people.
Now that, I would say, I'm thinking in my mind, still at this time, two younger girls, probably late teens, early 20s, walking down here by themselves. As far as I knew, they had no equipment, no flashlights. They're wearing shorts and just tennis shoes. They either are locals who are known to be down here, or if they're out of state or out of the area just visiting, checking out like we are. That's not the way to do it. That's just asking for trouble.
Guys, just a quick update. We are now walking back under the bridge, crossing the Genesee River, and headed back towards where we first started our trek. And not going to show too much of the return trip because it's just endless dark tunnels, but if anything does happen to come up that is interesting, I will share it with you. Otherwise, most likely we'll be wrapping up the video once we get back to the beginning. So, I'll see you in a second. Alright, so we're on our way back and we arrived upon the stairway that we thought was a little homeless camp. Cliff and Richard went up there. I figured I might as well myself, so let's go check it out for ourselves.
In 2018, a plan dubbed RLC was unveiled that processes removing the Broad Street level of the aqueduct and reflooding the former canal and subway bed on the aqueduct with water similar to what was done with the historic canals at Canalside in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, you can see this goes right up to the surface. It's all backfilled right there. This is someone's homeless stuff. It's a nice little cozy area up here, I'll tell you that. It's considerably warmer too. There's more sets of track down here too. There's one set there, another set over there. All right, guys, we discovered something on the way back. gonna give you a warning. If you don't like to look at deceased animals, then... So two things to mention really quickly, aside from what I'm going to mention here, is it says also 2018, the city solicited bids to turn the remaining tunnel section into underground parking. There were no interested buyers. We did find a little, I guess you would call it a little sectioned off area with, I guess, crawl space access. We didn't show it on camera, at least I didn't in my video, but it ended up being a homeless camp area again down here in the tunnel. So off one of the walls here, there was an area that was exposed closer to the Genesee River, I remember. And we crawled up it, and we looked with our flashlights, and it was just numerous, like, little homeless areas with, like, their mattresses or sleeping bags. And you could tell everyone was gone for the day, you know, out doing whatever they do, but they sleep there at night. Didn't show it on camera, but we did find, though, one area in that tunnel that was home to at least a half a dozen homeless people, just in that one area that we found, and probably even more areas that we didn't find. So just wanted to mention that. Don't look at this segment right now. This is looks like a taxidermy deer. Why it's down there? One of the most bizarre things to find down there. Why would that be down there? It's got the long bound comment, the trophy thing. That is awful strange. Looks like they were doing like maybe a sacrifice down here, or a ritual.
Good thing it wasn't real.
Yeah, I thought for a second it was a stuffed animal.
I thought for a cat for a second.
Sacrifice down here, or a ritual. So tours are often held annually that take curious onlookers into the abandoned tunnel system. So through whether it's a Facebook group or website, they did offer public tours led by a tour guide. It wasn't official, but they did do public tours down here. Not sure if they still do, but I don't think they cover as much as we did. We went down here on our own, you know, did our research, knowing what to expect, and document it from end to end. But if you're interested in checking it out, you could do some research, find out if the tours are still being offered. But if you want to go down here, like I mentioned, do it with a group of people. Don't go alone.
Good thing it wasn't real.
Yeah, I thought for a second it was a stuffed animal.
Yeah, I thought for a cat for a second.
They emerge out of the darkness. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap up the video here. I hope you enjoyed the adventure under Rochester, New York. I had a great time today. I want to thank Richard, Kara, and Cliff for joining me today. This is something I've been planning for a couple months now. And we're actually staying here in a hotel in Rochester for the night, so we may do some more exploring as the day goes on and into tomorrow. Also, comment down below, let me know what your favorite part of the video was. And if you enjoyed this adventure, please give it a big thumbs up. For me, I love those staircases that were going up to the street surface, seeing the different corridors and chambers and the tracks, and also, even though it was kind of insightful, the homeless areas, just to see how people are living down here. Again, not much to see in the tunnels itself. It is dark and empty and hollow, but very spacious, and it does connect all the way under to the library, which is really cool with the water falling off. Again, you can check out Richard and Cliff's videos for their footage and their perspectives. Anyways though, if you'd like to check out more details about my adventures, you can follow me on Facebook. I also have links down below in the description for my t-shirt shop, where you get t-shirts just like this one, as well as links to my Patreon page, where if you donate $2 or more, you'll get exclusive access to upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching today, and until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Cliff, you're the only one without a rig.
What?
So you're the only one without a camera rig.
Sorry. I sort of got one. You guys all the same thing. I see what this is.
It's part of a club. There's no Cliff Club.
Make me the outcast.
Get on my tunnel.
Oh, that's the deal.
Richard, are you taking a pee over there?
Yeah, it feels so much better. Look at all that, you know.
He's gonna
have fallen before you get started.
The guy's leg stuck on the fencing. I thought he was going in the water. Okay, so for the next 5 minutes, this is a photo montage with music, but I'm going to pause it here because the music has been claimed as copyrighted, even though it was for public use when it came out. So if you want to watch the photo montage, you can watch that on your own. But let me get this back up here. So yeah, that was the Rochester subway tunnels. Not many people know about it, unless you're someone like Frank or a local who lives in the area or knows about it. It was kind of news to people when I did release that video. The video has done quite well. I think it has close to 100,000 views, if not more. Do have plans to do one in Cincinnati, Ohio, closer to where Richard and Kara are. We were supposed to do that already, but everything got pushed aside, obviously. So hoping to get there later this year or earlier next year to do that with Richard. The proper people did cover that, but that is something that's much more longer and a lot more difficult to get into. So if you like that video that we just watched, be on the lookout for that one in the future. But that was a fantastic place. Next week, I think we'll do our part 2 where we did High Falls area, and we also filmed an abandoned incinerator. So we'll be doing those videos in the next couple weeks on Sunday Night Live. Tunnel videos give you a panic feeling. Well, at least with this one, it's very spacious. You're not really in a confined area, but... And Frank said, this is what got me hooked, Jay. Oh, awesome to hear that, Frank. And it's good to have your input, too. Definitely makes it much more intriguing to watch when you have someone like yourself who's able to fill in some of the blanks. Yeah, Justin, like I said, I'm able to remove the music if I wanted to remove the copyright claim. It doesn't hurt my channel. It just means I can't monetize that video. But the music, I love the music that I put with it. So if you want to watch the photo montage with the music, you're welcome to. But I don't want to have to get my live stream tonight demonetized for playing that music. Thank you, Virginia. Yeah, that was a fantastic day, or trip in general. Myself and Cliff stayed in a hotel room. Richard and Kara stayed in a hotel room. So we had 2 full days of exploring. You know, it was a bit of a ride for us, but it was worth it. And as Richard may or may not have mentioned in detail, we parked on a side road where you guys saw the intro of that video. We came back to the cars, and, you know, we were nervous about leaving the cars there because we didn't plan on parking there. We came back, and Richard's car, he has a Mustang. I can't remember if it was one or both windows, but they were down about halfway. And he doesn't remember leaving them like that. And I was shocked. I'm like, holy crap, Richard, your window's down. We were just shocked that nothing was stolen. His car wasn't stolen. But we were gone a couple hours. His car was sitting there with the windows rolled down. And luckily, nothing happened. But I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, what are the chances? Just the driver's side window, okay. But still, wouldn't be a good feeling to get back to your car in Rochester on a desolate road with your window down. But like I said, luck was on our side. Barry, thank you for that. I take that as a compliment. I do things differently than some of the people you mentioned, but you know, I try to keep it real and honest and genuine, not over the top and dramatic or anything like that. So glad you enjoyed the content. Hey, Emily. Lucked out, nothing broken or stolen. I, unfortunately, didn't luck out. I made mention of it. I could joke about it now, but me and Cliff, you know, to save money, we chipped in on a room. And we, there's 2 beds in the room in the hotel. Nice hotel and everything like that. But he did not tell me that he was one of the loudest snorers in the world. I got very little sleep. He snores like a bear. I couldn't believe it. For a guy who's pretty physically fit, he does hiking and, you know, all types of adventuring. He's in good physical shape. He snores like no tomorrow. I got maybe 3-4 hours of sleep. He slept like a baby. I said, I'll never, ever stay in a room again with Cliff. I like Cliff so much. He's a great guy. A lot of good qualities about him. But do not ever sleep in the same room with him. That's all I could say. It was a bad experience. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, I'm sure Richard and Kara got much better sleep than I did. Then the funny thing is in the morning, he's like, was I snoring at all? I'm like, Yeah. I should have recorded it. It was so loud. I thought like freaking people were going to start banging on the walls for you snoring so loud. But it made for a memorable experience, to say that. Thank you, Rob. You're welcome, Rochelle. Yeah. It's keeping more than just the bears away. So this going back in time video did go a bit longer than normal, so we are a little bit later on in the stream than usual, so I will spend the next few moments or minutes here to chat with you guys. So if there's anything you want to discuss, talk about, mention, if you're a YouTuber, you want to share any details about your channel or upcoming videos, you could take the time to do that now. Otherwise, we'll just kind of chit-chat. I will tell you briefly, aside from yesterday with the 4th of July celebration that we had a party at our house, a lot of people were asking about Mike and Cliff. RJ, Adam, and Alan did show up, which was very nice of them. We had a good time. Mike, I put out the invite too. He's like, okay, thanks for the invite. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to come. Ended up not making it. Cliff did tell me ahead of time he had prior engagements, so that's the only reason they didn't come. It's not that they weren't invited or anything like that, but they had other plans. But, whoever showed up, I should say with who showed up, we had a great time. They were kind of in charge of taking care of the stream. I was very busy doing the fireworks and chatting with everyone and just enjoying myself in general. But it turned out to be a great time. Super generous donations with everyone. I was blown away by the generosity of everyone. And we averaged over 200 people most of the night, which was a great turnout. Did have technical difficulties with the stream. The first part cut out after about 40-some minutes. Part 2, there was no issues. But all in all, it was a great time. Definitely looking forward to doing it again next year. I am going to be purchasing a lot more bigger stuff. I did spend a good amount of money on fireworks, but I got a lot of stuff that was novelty stuff, like stuff for daytime use, just because that's kind of fun to play with. But I want to get more cakes and more finale rack stuff like that for next year. So next year will be even bigger and better. As far as today was basically just about cleaning up in the morning. We went outside bright and early, got everything cleaned up, put away before the heat came on. Did we do anything else? Jill and Lily went to the flea market in the morning. They picked up a painting that she had made from an artist, which I'll probably show at another time. And other than that, I just kind of rested because, like I said, I'm in pain today, so I just took it easy. Anything else? Nothing really. Just watched a lot of YouTube videos, responded to comments, stuff like that. So today was basically about rest and recuperation after the party, but all in all, it was a great time. Thank you, everyone, for the compliments and the kind words. And as I mentioned too last night, I'll give a mention again. Retromantic has videos coming out. I'm not sure if she released any dates yet, but she said she is working on editing her Pennsylvania videos. She did a road trip from North Carolina all the way up to our neck of the woods. She filmed things along the way, so she's going to be releasing the videos in order, I guess. So you'll be able to see her road trip first, and then you'll be able to see our Centralia video and mishap with herself. And we did do videos on Friday with myself, her, and RJ. Multiple videos. So I'm looking forward to seeing her take on everything, hearing her thoughts. And I definitely encourage you to subscribe to her channel if you haven't done so. That way you'll be alerted if you ring that notification bell whenever she uploads that the videos and content. This week, okay. So Retro is ready to go this week with some new Pennsylvania, on the way to Pennsylvania videos. Oh, Pyro, no apologies needed. I know you had your own thing going on. I had some good stuff. I went through it relatively quick. I still have a bunch of the canister shells, the pro shells. I have about probably a dozen of those left. But I got through most of the big stuff. I have a lot of novelty stuff left, which I play with, from time to time. I'm thinking about doing a drone video. I'm going to set up the drone in the air and shoot a Roman candle at it, so you get to see the fireballs flying by it. So I may do that in the coming future just to have some fun. But next year I'm going to focus on some more bigger stuff. Good night, Marty. In the way to PA. So if you guys want to take a moment, let me know how your weekend was for 4th of July Independence Day weekend. If you were on the stream, let me know what you thought of the stream and the party. If you had your own party or get together, let me know how it was. You know, was there a lot of fireworks in your neighborhood? Feel free to share what you did. I'd like to hear what you guys do as well. Good night, Steph. Hey, Trevor. Yeah, we're just wrapping things up here for tonight's stream, but we'll be on for a couple more minutes. Justin, those are PVC camera rigs. I built one, and Richard and Kara built their own after they saw mine. Their friend Wally built one. Cliff ended up building one, which he ended up replacing with something else. But if you search on YouTube PVC camera rig, it's literally $5 worth of parts. PVC piping, hockey tape, and a quick release plate. And I still have it. Well, it's farther away, but I still have it. I used it primarily for my Panasonic camera because it protects it right in the middle. And on the top I have cold shoe mounts where I can mount lighting or microphones. Excuse me, a little gassy. Starfire stayed in and watched JP's fireworks. Thanks, Sandra. Yeah, I did bring the PVC rig to Retro's town. But I film primarily with my phone now, so I don't use that rig all that often, but I still have it, but it saved my butt more than once. You know, if I fell a few times to protect the camera, PVC could be easily replaced. Camera is a little bit more pricey. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Sally. I know you said my stream or my party was decent. I know you were only kidding. Yeah, RJ got some surprisingly good shots. I forget some of the timestamps was like around a 12-minute mark. He had ones exploding right in front of the drone, and then later on around the 20-minute mark, there's some ones that kind of flew right by his drone. And he got some really good shots of the valley and neighbors blowing off too. So, and he added music to the video, which was quite nice. So he did a good job on that video. Thank you, Carol. Kristen, the 2 boxes of sparklers and joined the live stream. Awesome. Good night, Lisa. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, we had a good time. Like, I love fireworks, big or small. And believe it or not, I like the small stuff better. Like the helicopters, the bees, the little fountains, the noisy stuff. That's just as enjoyable to me as like the big 500-gram cakes or the mortar shells. I always have fun. I'm like a little kid each and every year. No, Sean, I haven't looked up anything about that yet. I have it, but I'm just backed up on a lot of things right now. Well, Glenn, I'm glad you were entertained. Good night, David. And just to make a couple quick announcements too before I go, next Saturday, weather permitting, which is July 11th, we're going to be doing our next paranormal investigation. And those of you who know, I do those live. You see what we see in real time. I'm going to be joining Alan Revenge of the Apocalypse, and this one's going to be a really cool, creepy, mysterious location. It's not an actual structure. It's going to be in the middle of the woods that's surrounded by some pretty not so comforting stories. So I will give you the exact time we're going to be starting live, but next Saturday, the 11th, paranormal live stream. It's been a while since we've done one of those. Also, too, once we do get some cooler weather, I will be returning to Knoebels to do a live stream there. You guys may or may not have seen my opening day video from opening day, July 1st. The park has been dead every single day, including July 4th, yesterday. The park has been seeing record low crowds, no lines at all, not nearing anywhere close to capacity. So I'm going to go back there and do a walking around tour live stream sometime during the week in the next 2 weeks once the weather does cool down, because you still have to wear a mask. Masks are mandatory there. So I'll be doing a daytime, late morning, early afternoon live stream from Knoebels. And you guys can tune in with me live. We'll do some rides, eat some food, and enjoy a nearly deserted park. And for those of you who can't catch any of those live streams, feel free to catch the replay. That's what they're there for. We'll go another minute or two here. We got Exploring with CF in the house. Good to see you, buddy. But we are calling for some really high temperatures the next several days, so I'm not going to be going anywhere anytime soon to do any type of exploring or anything that requires a mask outside. Just way too warm. So I got some editing to catch up on. I got about 3 more videos to edit. And, once it cools down, we'll get back out there. Tuesday also too. Tuesday or Thursday or both. I do have food reviews. I do have a box of items from Ellen, the Retromantic. She gave me a few items from the Scottish Tartans Museum. I think I got that right. And I do have items from Lisa Anderson. So I have 2 days worth of Chow Time episodes. So you'll see those either Tuesday and Thursday or one or the other. I'm also going to try to fit in a driving stream too this week, which will be any day this week that I do choose. We'll drive around, get some food, and just have a great time like we always do. So this week is going to be jam-packed, but we'll make the best of it despite how hot it's going to be. Yeah, Richard, way too hot. If you're still working in the warehouse with that heat, I feel for you, man. That's pretty terrible. Grass is yellow. We've had a couple thunderstorms here and there, but it's not cooling down anytime soon. Yeah, it should be much better than the gummy bear experience, without a doubt. But the one thing that you guys are probably going to enjoy me watching eat that Retro sent is canned haggis. I have a vague idea what that is. I haven't heard anything good about it, but I did tell her I would try it. And I may or may not have her and her friend Daniel on the live stream at the same time. I might do it through StreamYard. So if I do those foods, I might do them right here at my studio. That way I could have them on the stream at the same time. They could share any information about the items I'm trying. So I'll give you guys a heads up if that does happen. See you, Sean. Have a good one. Hot mold and jack press. Boy, you're hot no matter what then. Yeah, you guys will probably like my faces more than I'm going to like the taste. Alright everyone, I'm going to wrap things up here. This has been a little bit longer stream, but rightfully so with the long going back in time video. But like I said, next week we will pick up back in Rochester with some more cool content. But yeah, we're hovering around 200. I'm not sure what we topped out at tonight, but like I say, each and every week, not to be repetitive or to sound like a broken record, but Sunday Night Live is a huge success, and it's all in part to you guys. I have such a fantastic turnout, and mail call, each and every week is going strong. I do like the questions I'm able to ask and hear your input on certain things. And going back in time, no shortage of content to share with you guys from the past 10 years of me doing videos. So looking forward to next week already. And like I said, between now and then, there's a lot of great things coming out. Starting tomorrow, 8 p.m., brand new upload. So be on the lookout for that. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. And if you are working, try to stay cool, take it easy, drink lots of water, stay safe. And if you got nothing to do, feel free to come by my channel. You never know when I'll be live or when I'll be doing some funny questionnaire or poll on my channel. You never can tell. That's the good thing about having a variety channel. Everything's different and new at any given time. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.